What's up, people? Mr. Eddie Barber. I'm back with you. Today I have a lot to cover. I actually have a lot of different cordless clippers here. I've got the cordless Envy. I got the new cordless seniors. That's kind of what this video is about mainly. I got the magic clips. I got the Kimi. I promised you guys I would do a 1 week review on this. And I also have the last little showing of this. And this thing is getting shipped out tomorrow to a gentleman named Elijah Munez. He won it. He's a 19-year-old. He didn't have any clippers. He doesn't cut hair. He's trying to start learning. He's been watching the channel. And I just, I thank you guys all for your support. I thank that you guys all that entered the competition. Thank you. I'm going to be raffling off some other stuff. I got some other ideas going. And the next thing to go is going to be the Rose FX trimmer, which is a beautiful little trimmer actually. And it would be finding a new home probably very soon. I don't know when. I don't have the details worked out, but I'll figure that out soon. So anyways, congratulations to Elijah for winning this. It's going to be a beautiful little clipper to him. And actually, other people have reached out to me after I told people about his situation, and they've offered to send him stuff too. So it's actually kind of cool, and it's something that I want to maybe try to go forward with on this channel, and maybe try to find people who actually really need stuff, that want to get their start in this business, because that's really what it's all about for me. I've always been about spreading this to other people, helping you with your future, helping you to grow and stuff like that. So anybody new who's just getting started, I got a place in my heart for you, and I want to help you out. So I'm going to try to put together some stuff where maybe we can start getting some clippers in the hands of people, like some youth that, whatever the struggle might be for them, so that they don't have to go and work at Target or Walmart or deal with these jobs for $10 an hour, where they could be sitting back behind a chair, working, making good money, having fun, and enjoying this business like I have. It's been a huge thing for me. Anyways, enough with that. There was another review that I promised to you, the best injectable razor. So I have bought a value pack of razors. I have used Gillette's, Sharks, Derbies, Dorcos, Diane's, Feathers, Personas, and Astras, and other ones you probably never heard of, like Vincent's, Wilkins. I've used all of them. Okay, some of this stuff you're just going to have to rely on my long-term use of these, because I'm gonna name a winner today that I think was a pretty clear winner in the overall scheme of them. All of these companies make bad blades, and when you buy packs of these blades in the hundreds or in the thousands, you're guaranteed to get some bad blades. But some of them make a lot less bad blades than others. Okay, so to just get this part of the video out of the way, I just want to do this razor portion real quick. Okay, I used Dorcos for years, and if you would have asked me 5 years ago what my favorite blade was, I would have said Dorcos. I would have said Dorcos, but Dorcos have tanked in the quality. Out of every pack, I've gotten so many dull razors, and it's easy to cut somebody with a dull razor. It's easy to give them razor burn. So for all the obvious reasons, I'm all done using Dorcos. So done. All right. And the Diane's. Okay, these are pretty good razors. I enjoyed using them. They were decent. They were better than the Dorcos. I had less dull ones, but on the whole, I wasn't too impressed. I still had some dull ones in there, and I don't really feel like the ceramic was doing me any good or anything like that. So that's kind of out too. So decent blade, but I could go without it. These Vincent blades were actually pretty decent, and if I had to give a runner-up, I would probably give it to these Vincent blades. Probably a blade you've never heard of. And to tell you the truth, until just a few months ago, I never heard of them either, until a friend of mine gave me a 100 pack of them. I went through the 100 pack and I was actually pretty impressed. I thought they were a pretty solid blade. And if you can get your hands on some of these, you really can't go wrong. I think they were pretty decent. Persona, of course, these blades are a little bit different. You can still use them in an injectable razor, but just to show you what they look like, they don't look the same. You can put them in a blade that locks, and you can set them up, and they cut okay, but on the whole, they're not very sharp, and for the money they cost, they're not worth it at all. So I would put them out of the question. Feather. Now these people make some high quality blades. Pretty annoying though. There's only 5 in this pack, and when you go to through the busy day and you dump out these, you feel like they're going to last you for a little while. It just seems like I'm opening these over and over and over again, and the blade quality was not that great. I gotta be honest, Feather could really step it up. I really expected these to be good because they were the most expensive injectable blade. Aside from their Pro Guards, Now the Pro Guards, this is not your normal injectable blade. This is for like a feather artist style blade. And that's what this was designed to hold. And these are the best blades that you can buy. But this isn't what I was talking about when I was saying injectable blades. Of course, it is an injectable blade, but this is of a much higher quality. These are like $20 a box. But if you have a client who has a very strong beard, you're going to want to use this blade. You're not going to want to use any of the other injectables. You're just going to give them a rough shave. It's going to be a bad experience all the way around. So, with that being said, these are the best blade that you can buy right now that I know of. But when it comes to the actual injectable blades, I'm going to call a clear winner with the Astra. Okay, the Astras, these are not very expensive. They're very, very sharp, very good quality, and I had very few bad Astras. In fact, after I bought all these just to do this review, and I went through the lengthy process of using each and every one of them, I just found myself gravitating towards that Astra again. I wanted to grab another one of those boxes. I wanted to use those again. And they were just a joy to use. They were fantastic. And I would recommend Astras to anybody. You can even check out their Amazon reviews, were fantastic. And I agree with the majority of those reviews. They have thousands of reviews, and they're a pretty good solid blade for the money. So if I can get these in bulk, that would be even better. But all in all, you can't go wrong with these Astras. So let's just move on, all right? So we got the razors out of the way, good. Now let's talk about these cordless clippers, okay? I promised you a review on the Kimi, and the Kimi was a $27 clipper that I got from eBay that comes from China and takes a while to get here. You can put a Wahl blade on it. These things have tons of power, and they have 2 different speeds. They run quite a while. It was really hard to continue using them though, because the throw on this lever, it's just not long enough. And I struggled with the fades to the point where honestly I would say that this is not a usable option. I wanted to like them. I think they actually have more power than the Magic Clips. I think they actually last longer than the Magic Clips. And in some ways, I think that they could actually be a good debulking tool. But beyond that, I would say that these really wouldn't be usable in a high volume shop. But if you didn't have a pair of cordless clippers and you wanted to cut off location, you can do a good haircut with them. It's possible, but it's just not practical. So I would give these a thumbs down, but on the whole, they're not the worst clipper in the world, and they could be used in certain situations. So that's that. Cordless NVLI, I've featured these in a lot of videos. I've had them for a long time, and I think that once I put the fade blade on this, it really changed the game. I think that this fade blade, being that it does cut all the way down to 5 zeros, is unbelievably easy to work with. If you want to get that harsh skin line out and you're really struggling with something, you could just put the fade blade on this and just use this during that process, and you'll fly through it. And if that's all you're doing with this, the battery will last you forever too, because these have a really nice battery and they work well. And with the fade blade, you're not going to want to be debulking with them, but you're going to be able to do what you need to do. Okay? So that's that with this one. I got more videos about this one. If you want to see more in depth on any of these, please just let me know. Leave a comment. I'll be happy to get back to you. But like now, let's get to the main show, because I know I'm like talking a lot and I'm trying to cover a lot here in one video. So you have the Magic Clips. All right, we all know that these were pretty good for the time being, and I think that most people have probably used these, and you've run into some problems with these, right? It snags, it's slow. Mine died on me a lot faster than I thought, and it was okay to work with, but on the whole, it just really is not going to hold up to everyday shop use. I'd rather use my fast feed. I'd bench these in a heartbeat. I used these for a little while, and guess what I went back to? My fast feeds. I love my fast feeds, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to work with something that's going to slow me down or take me more time. But now, with that being said, they made a lot of improvements when they did the Wahl Senior. There's no doubt. This thing is full of improvements, from just the housing to the regular standard blade that comes with this is sufficient to fade with. The overall build quality is phenomenal. It cuts gray hair great. It cuts black hair great. It cuts white hair great. It cuts all hair pretty good, except for thin hair. It does have a little bit of trouble lifting that thin hair and getting it into the blade. But it really wasn't a deal breaker for me. I put my fast feeds away for an entire week, and I only cut with these all week. And it was pretty enjoyable. On the whole, I liked not having a cord. I liked working with them. I like the Wahl blade system. I'm not uncomfortable with it. I feel good about it. It's fun to use. And it was a really great clipper. And in fact, I liked them so much that I went and bought another one so that I could have two. So now that I got two of them, I don't really see these things dying. And to tell you the truth, like today before I did this video, even though I've been working with them for a while, I tried to leave them unplugged as long as I could, and I was able to do like 6 haircuts with them. Of course, that's sort of not right to say that because I use a lot of other clippers in between. I use a debulking clipper, I use my liners, I use my scissors. But I was able to pull off 6 haircuts that I had to do. The parts that I had to do with this, I was able to do 6, and I probably could have done more before I plugged it in. So the battery life, it's not as short as they were making it out to be. I think it's actually pretty good. And depending on the type of hair you're cutting through, obviously if you're cutting through thicker hair, it's going to take more time. But these are totally a good option. And I would almost venture to say that these are as good as the corded senior. If you're a fan of the corded senior, get you a pair of these. Because if that's your style and that's what you like, and you like the Wahl system, you're going to be really happy with this. I think that it actually debulks better than most. I did the video where I did the number 2 on top, and I purposefully did it with this clipper, or maybe it was 1.5, but anyways, I got really down low and I showed you guys that this thing can cut. You still got to make a lot of passes, and I still wouldn't debulk with it because I'd rather use a detachable for debulking. But for fading and stuff like that, this was an awesome clipper to use. It was good, and they zero gap easy. And now let's get to the negatives about it. They can be a little bit slippery if you cut with no gloves. I found myself kind of feeling like these were really slippery. Like it felt like I was holding on to a bar of soap, probably because the back is metal. But once I put my gloves on, they actually weren't slippery. So if you cut with gloves on, you're gonna find that these are cool. They didn't get hot on me. I know some people talked about them getting hot. I don't think that I cut long enough. I don't leave them on long enough for them to get hot. But I could see if you're going at it for an hour, I don't know what clipper wouldn't get hot if you're taking a long time to do a haircut. But the power light, all right, it goes on when it's charging and it stops charging and that light goes off, and you know it's good to remove from the charger. I think that will probably preserve the battery because it looks like it just stops charging on its own so that you can just leave it plugged in. That's my thought on it. I could be wrong about it, so don't quote me on that, but that's kind of how I felt about it. Now the other negative that I found though was I had a lot of trouble securing this blade. I had to get these really tight. And when I wrenched them in really good, I finally got the blade to stop moving. Like I zero gapped it, and I'd go back and forth, start working with it, and I'm really struggling to get a skin line out. Whoops. So yeah, I was really struggling to get some of the skin lines out, and I'm like, why am I having so much trouble? And then I'd look down and I'd see that it wasn't zero gapped anymore because the blade slid. I had to put a lot of pressure on those bolts, and I was a little bit afraid that they might strip. So I put as much pressure as I was willing to risk, and I actually got it to lock down and stay still. And after that, it was pretty fair to fade with, and I enjoyed it. And you know, the longevity, I don't know what that's going to be like. I mean, I hope that they last a long time. And I think that if anybody was disappointed that they didn't win the Cordless Clippers, the Babyliss, you can't go wrong with these. You can get these. They hold the same blades. They probably are actually a better clipper than the Babyliss. They last longer. They're a better company when it comes to returns, for one. And for two, if you team these up with the Wahl Retro T-Cuts, you can't go wrong. You got a really solid cordless system that you can do anything you want to do with. But in the end, I will tell you one thing. It took me longer to do my fades with this clipper. I don't know why, but it did. I did some fades today. I finally was allowed to use my fast feed again. I grabbed my fast feed, started doing some fades with my fast feed, and I was knocking them out so much faster and so much more efficient. So, can they take out my fast feeds? No. I'll still be using my fast feeds. They're my favorite clipper, and until something actually impresses me to the point where I put them down, which at times when I worked with this, I thought I might. And it was wonderful to work with this. But I'm telling you right now, you still can't go wrong with a fast feed. Let me ask you a question. When has having a cord really bothered you? It doesn't bother me at all. I can have a cord if I have to. I'd love to have a pair of cordless fast feeds, don't get me wrong, but at the expense of taking longer to do my haircuts, it's not worth it. And it's not worth it to me at all. So all in all, a great clipper. Look, I bought 2 of them, and you know, I'm happy to have them. And one thing I really can say about these are great to travel with. I don't really want to travel with my fast feeds all the time. I have 2 pairs, but I think these are just awesome. I can just throw these in the bag. I don't even got to bring the trimmer, or I don't even got to bring the charger, and I can know that if I have to do a couple haircuts at home or on the fly, I got the juice to do it. So I like having that option to do that. And I just wanted to show you guys one other quick thing that I got. And I bought this on eBay. I think it's pretty cool, and I thought maybe you guys might too. I just wanted to show you guys this little clipper caddy thing here. If I open this up real quick, you can see this can hold all my guards, and you know, my brushes, my combs, clips, whatever. I can literally just work. I put that down to work, and I can work out of my bag if I have to. If I'm like off location, I put a lot of stuff in here. It's just, you know, quick stuff that I need. I got my gloves, and you know, and then you have your actual part for your clippers. So of course I got my fast feeds in there. You know I ain't gonna leave home without them, even though, you know, I might not need them. I got my chargers for the Wahl cordless, and you can put each one of these. You can just slide right into the, you know, little pouches there, and it can hold all your clippers. On the whole, I'm pretty impressed with it, but not really, because I don't really feel like it protects them that well, because they stick out still. And I feel like I might rip the fabric if I put the sharper part of the blade down first. But if you keep the caps to your clippers like you should, and you put the caps on and you put them in here, I think it'll do a fair job of protecting them. So I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I like the idea, and I'm able to actually fit like all my filming equipment right in here with it. So it's been sort of a joy to know that not only do I have my filming equipment, but I also have my clippers that I might need in a pinch when there's an opportunity to film something. So all in all, I know it's been a long review. Thanks for those who stuck around. I appreciate your support, your comments. If there's anything that I didn't cover here or you disagree with, please leave a comment, and I'll get right back to you. I've been trying to be really good about, you know, reaching back out to people. And thank you all for entering, and all the love and support and nice comments that you put up. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.